The next hexagram that we will discuss is hexagram 41, decrease. When you get hexagram 41, decrease, it means that you are putting a lot of energy into a situation, and that when you've done that, then there'll come a time when that energy will be lessened, decreased, and it asks that you cooperate with the situation in terms of it. So as things are seemingly less active, seemingly less emotional, seemingly less productive, seemingly less abundant, you may get this hexagram because you're perceiving the situation in that sense. So decrease is asking you to take care and allow nature to run its course, and to go with the flow and not attempt to make something happen more than should be happening at that time. It reflects upon, after every high point, there is a low point. And so there's this low point coming through with decrease. I often look at this hexagram as having healthy detachment from a situation, where you're able to conduct yourself in the situation, participate in what's going on around you without bringing a lot of energy to it, without being overly anxious, overly emotional, overly attentive, that kind of thing. It's sort of that thing at the end of the day where you're wrapping up your day and you're bringing all the things to a closing, but not necessarily to an end, but just like you're not as hyped at the end of the day as you were at the beginning in terms of accomplishing a particular activity. So 41 is about decreasing your energy and your emotional attachments and your hypeness, if there's such a word, anxieties about a particular situation. Just decrease. It also means that there will be a time where things will just go to a more or less moderate state, as opposed to a high state. It's a more moderate state. It's the slope down the other side. And so if you get this in relation to relationships, a relationship that you're in, it's a time for pulling back just a little bit. It's a time for being less active. It's a time for sitting home and watching a movie kind of thing, rather than trying to find somewhere to go every day. So that's what is happening with the hexagram decrease. The next one, randomly chosen from the Wilhelm-Baynes, is the 10th hexagram, which is treading. And the image is of one who treads on the tail of the tiger. And we all know what that means. Danger! Don't tread on the tail of the tiger. However, treading has another reason, another deeper meaning to it. And when you get treading, it means that you're pushing the envelope a little bit too far, and that you need to be really careful when pushing that envelope. It means that you're in a situation where you could move forward. For example, you're at a meeting and you get an idea of what you want to express, but the 10th hexagram comes up for you before you attend this meeting. So the 10th hexagram is saying, be careful not to push too far, not to take too many risks. Sometimes we do take too many risks, especially in personal relationships. We just want to grab the thing up and keep on going. And so the Oracle is advising us not to take too many risks that we're not certain of we can come out on top with. So be cautious. Be cautious in your conduct and how you are moving forward in a situation. And when you take in the possibility of caution, then you see yourself functioning in a different way. The Oracle also has a small little idea about being acquisitive and being, what do you call it, grasping, and only having these things because it makes you look important. So for example, if you ask the Oracle, should you buy this particular car? Please comment on my decision to buy this car. And you might get treading. Well, treading might be saying to you that you are trying to keep up with the Joneses. And it may be that you just need that fixture or that entity, that object. And it may be that you need to think about whether or not that object is something that you need in your life, or is it something that you want to just have so that you can say you have it. And sometimes in relationships, we are covetous of our relationship, the person we're relationshiping with. And we have an idea about how they should function in a relationship. And we see them as a fixture in our lives rather than an organic entity that's living and breathing. So you may get the 10th hexagram because that's a risk when you treat someone in a relationship as if they're an object, a thing, something to have. So with caution, you want to move forward with treading. Number 10.